What's up, guys? Welcome back to Right Side, and welcome to another episode of the Rent Report. First article of news I want to get into is, of course, the Trump visit to McDonald's. Now, it's not unfamiliar or uncommon for a lot of politicians to go places and, do political stunts and whatnot, but Trump and McDonald's just kind of fit together. We're talking about a guy who fed college football national championship teams McDonald's on the regular. Trump, when he was campaigning back in 2016 or 2020, he went to McDonald's and he said, I probably know this order better than the cashier does. And he's probably right. I think the event itself wasn't particularly extraordinary. I think Trump did terrific in it. I think Trump is the most relatable kind of billionaire, I guess, that there is. He doesn't have the same air of arrogance that a lot of other billionaires have. A lot of people are, say like, oh, he's, doing this for, he's belittling them and things like that. But that's just not true. The more interesting part about the McDonald's visit for Trump is that the way that the media covered it made it a lot bigger issue than it actually was. The media could have just kind of let this happen and been okay. But what they did was they painted Trump as being disingenuous and patronizing and belittling. AOC said at a rally that he put on the McDonald's costume. Now, this type of reaction from the media and from the left really puts Kamala in a bad spot because obviously the whole thing was very well received for Trump. He looked really good in it. He looked really down to earth, really relatable, really helped him out. What the media did was ruin any chance of Kamala being able to do the same thing. Kamala can't do it now without looking like a copycat, which doesn't really matter anyway because no one really cares about copycat stuff anymore. But more importantly, she would also look like she's putting on the McDonald's costume. She would also look like she's being patronizing or belittling. So Trump goes to McDonald's, a very common thing for politicians to do, to go to a lot of places to seem relatable. But the media ruined any chance of Kamala being able to do the same thing for anything else. And I think this is a really big example of the media jumping on things unnecessarily and hurting their own side. Kamala can't go to a relatable place now and try to be one of the common folk anymore. Because the way the media framed Trump doing it now can very easily just be translated on the Kamala. And a lot of people say like, it doesn't really matter because, people don't really care about that. It's like, that's not the point. The point is the media can do a lot of spin on two candidates doing the same thing, but because it's one particular candidate, they can spin a few different details to make it look really bad for them and still kind of keep it good for the other candidate. Trump and McDonald's, the media doesn't have that. The way the media made their bet regarding candidates doing this, now Kamala cannot go to McDonald's, cannot go to any, grocery store. Like, she can't do that. She can't do that right now. Or else it would the contradictions would be overt and it'd be unhideable, unblendable into the narrative. It would really put them in a tough spot. So, of course, Trump looked really natural working there. He had really good photos, and of course, it kind of further cemented him into what the election is going to end up being. But the media's got to watch themselves and how they react to Trump doing things. Because if they don't watch themselves, they're going to hurt Kamala's ability to attack back or to do the same thing as Trump, to not let him have the novelty factor. Right now, Trump has a novelty factor. Trump's a candidate that went to McDonald's. And right now, Kamala, with the state of the media and how they're treating us, can't do the same thing. So Trump wins the novelty factor. So Trump and McDonald's visit did really good for Trump. The event itself was okay. It was all right. It was good. But the reaction from the media, what I think is the bigger story. basically ruining Kamala's future chances of doing something similar to that, out of the fear of making the media look like overt contradicts. So Trump, McDonald's puts twists the media into a pretzel, and I'm here to love it. Next order of business is just general election updates. Early voting started recently in a lot of states. Republicans are having really good showing in states across the nation. A lot of stories coming out from Georgia, North Carolina, Florida is going to look like it's going to be at least a 10-point margin for Donald Trump. Arizona is looking very good. Nevada is looking good. And so all the things that we've kind of been knowing is going to happen with the election is starting to really culminate into, materialize. And as the more states kind of open up, we'll have a greater picture of what's kind of to expect. I know that Trump is, like I said last week, is one of the greatest political closers we've ever seen. So he's going to be campaigning his ass off. And I'm looking very forward to this election. I think, of course, we all know Trump's going to win in a landslide victory. And the early vote shows that. The early vote, Republicans are requesting mail-in ballots at record rates. Low propensity Republican voters are coming out in droves, which is really, there's a lot of really good signs for Republicans in that. Because initially, I kind of saw the early vote coming in, and I was like, I hope that this isn't people who would vote on election day voting early, because then we wouldn't really see as much of a red push on election day if everyone's voting early. But it looks like all the people who are voting early are those low propensity people. Those get out to vote initiatives are starting to work. And so we're seeing a lot of turnout with them while still preserving the base that typically still votes on election day itself. So we're not losing that, which is really, really, really good. I think Donald Trump has a legit chance to win the popular vote. Something that Republicans haven't done in quite some time. And so Trump has a legit chance of doing that. And I think if he does that, then we are looking at one of the greatest political election victories in a very long time. I really think so. Just because of the magnitude of what Trump was able to do, especially with his type of base. This Trump campaign has been run very, very well. And I think, in my opinion, it's only gotten better as the campaign has gone along. Trump keeps on hitting the right tunes. He keeps on, hitting the right buttons, saying the right things. And none of the attacks that Kamala and the left are throwing at him are sticking. They're just not. People are fed up with the narrative. They're fed up with the violent rhetoric from the left. Young black men and young Hispanic men are shifting towards the right in record numbers. I, for one, cannot wait to see the Gen Z vote this year. I'm expecting a large, vast majority of Gen Z women going to the left. But I think you see a decent chunk of Gen Z men going to the right. And that's great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. So we'll see how that kind of materializes. Depending on how Trump does with African Americans, the black vote. If he gets 20% of the black vote, it's over. And I've seen some polls saying that he could get 25%. Trump's coalition this time around is so strong, so wide. It's incredible. It truly is incredible, the type of coalition that Trump is being able to build this time around. I only hope that he can continue building it, and J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican nominee in 2028 has a really good kind of takeoff strip that they can use, because the way Trump is kind of building his coalition right now is superb. He's going to rock the young male vote. He's going to really pick up with the black vote, and we'll see how everything kind of materializes on election day, but early voting looks really good. Mail-in ballots look really, really good. And a lot of, already Republican states like Florida are doing good. And even some of the swing states are doing very good. So the election is almost about a week and a half away. If you can, vote early right now. I will be voting early, just because I don't typically like waiting until election day to vote, because you never know what's going to happen on election day that may render you unable to vote. So if you vote when you know you have the chance and you can do it, do it. Don't risk anything happening. Um, but all that matters is that you vote. No matter how it is, no matter how you do it, vote, because the country's life depends on it. But yeah, election, early voting going good, mail-in ballots going good. Cannot wait for the election to come. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you'd like to support and help the channel grow, please subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with all my uploads. Finally, whether you agree or disagree, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I look forward to engaging with you guys in respectful and thoughtful discussions. With that said, I'll see you guys next video. See ya.